Have you ever felt that you've been feeling tired because of something else? That something else around you might be in the office, might be in the household, might be somewhere around you, and right at the same time your child walks to you and you kind of yell at your child. Or did you ever notice that the kind of reaction that you have towards your child is actually stemming from the way you are feeling inside? The yelling, the threatening, the bribing, the spanking, the shouting, the labeling, the threatening, whatever it is that you are doing to your child is actually coming from your feeling, from the way you feel at that moment of time. Hello and welcome to this Intuitive Parenting Podcast with me, Sujaya. Let me share with you a story at this point of time. Imagine you've had a friend, a long lost friend. You've been trying to get hold of her contact, and in past 7 years you've been trying to reach her, but you weren't able to get in touch with her. You weren't able to get the right phone number to contact her. It's been 7 years now, and one day she just called you up and you were so excited, you were so elated. You just spent 20 minutes to 30 minutes you just spent talking with her, and you felt so good while talking to her. You felt so good after talking to her. While you were on that phone call, might be your child just picked up some paint there, and then your child, he or she, is kind of smearing the paint a little bit over his hands and arms and legs, and a little bit even on the floor. But you were so deeply engrossed in your call, and you just kind of looked at your child and thought, yeah, it's okay. And then you continued to speak to your friend. You were so excited because last 7 years you weren't able to get in touch with her, and today you get a call from her. So yes, you are happy, you are excited, you are feeling good, right? And maybe you ended the call and then you walk towards your child, but you're still feeling good. You're still feeling good, feeling excited that you got to speak to your friend after so many years. And then you're also sharing your feeling with your child that maybe my friend called me, and she is my school friend or college friend or whatever it is. Maybe you're sharing that with your child. And then you look at the paint smeared there, and you just pick a white cloth. You just pick a white cloth, you walk there and you just wipe it away. In your mind, all the time in your mind, you're just thinking about the conversation that you've had with your friend. You're just thinking about all that you've spoken to your friend, and you're feeling good. You are feeling happy. You're feeling good. You're feeling excited. Now, let's look at a similar situation, but from a different perspective. Yes, again, your child has reached out to that paint box, paint bottles. Your child has opened them up, your child has started to paint, and then your child has also smeared that paint over his arms and legs and a bit even on the floor. But this time, it was not a phone call that you actually came there from. This time, you were in your office work, or you were in your kitchen work. You've been so much overloaded with this work, the office work or the kitchen work, and you are overwhelmed, you are tired, you are, or maybe even angry, or maybe even frustrated with the kind of whatever it is that has happened, maybe in your office or just somewhere outside your kitchen or somewhere outside your home. Yes, so basically you were not feeling good. You were feeling low. You were feeling not very good. You were feeling angry, maybe you were feeling frustrated, you were feeling irritated, right? That was your feeling. So the same again. So after being overwhelmed with all that work, you spend so much time in the kitchen, you finish that work, and then you walk out to the room where you see your child smearing paint all over him, all over her. and boom, you just kind of yell out at your child, oh my god, is this the time for you to pick these paints up? I think I've put that on that high shelf, and why did you have to climb up the chair and get it for you? I'm already done with all my work and I just cannot clean this up. Oh my god, I've told you, you ask me before you pick this paint, but you never ask me. Why don't you ask me? And then everything just comes by. Did you ever notice this happening with you? So if you look at what happened, the people are same. Your child, you, the scenario is same. Your child smearing paint or your child messing things up. But the way you have entered the scenario is different. The feelings that you've been carrying when you enter the scene is different. In the first scene, you were feeling good, you were feeling happy, you were feeling excited. So you just didn't matter to just get a wipe cloth and wipe the floor. In the second scenario, you were feeling miserable, you were feeling tired, you were feeling angry. So you just couldn't think of getting a wipe cloth to wipe the paint. But the child was same, the scene was same, right? So if you actually notice the way you react towards your child, the way you speak to your child, the way you talk to your child, the way you are with your child, everything stems from your feelings inside of you. Are you feeling good at that moment, or are you feeling miserable at that moment? Are you feeling happy about something, or are you feeling sad about something? Are you elated, or are you angry? What you speak to your child, for that matter, not just child, for any adult out there, what you speak to that person out there actually stems from the feelings that you are carrying inside of you. Right? Now, just get this sequence in your mind, and maybe it will be useful at the right time for you. So the first thing is, what you have in your mind is thoughts. You have some kind of thoughts running inside your mind, and those thoughts generate feelings inside of you, either feeling good or feeling low, either feeling happy or feeling sad. Yes, these thoughts generate a feeling inside of you, and this feeling gives rise to emotions, right? Emotions. You're having happy emotions, you're having feel good emotions, or you're having sad emotions, or you're having miserable emotions. Emotions is just like a bunch of hormones in your mind that get generated. Yes? And then based on those emotions is your action. The action that you do at that point of time, the words that you speak, the way that you behave are all coming from that emotion, from that bunch of hormones, from that bunch of emotions that you are carrying. And then what is it? You create an outcome, right? For that scene of child painting and you walking towards it, you have created an outcome of maybe peacefully cleaning that up, maybe creating a solution for whatever you have seen. And in the second scene, you've created an outcome of yelling and then feeling bad about it, right? Of not looking for a solution in whatever has happened, of pointing out at problems in whatever has happened, right? So that was the outcome in the second scene. In the first scene, the outcome was a peaceful resolution or a conversation or looking for solutions and doing it right. Yes, so there are two different outcomes created by you, created by your emotions, created by your feelings, by the way you felt, and created by your actions, the way you speak, the way you are with your child, the way you behave, the words that you use, and all this stuff, right? So at any point of time, all that you have control on, see, your child has messed up, but you have control to not allow the child to, yes, you can maybe control the child and make him, keep him away from the paints, keep him away from the world, keep him away from all the things that you do not approve of. But again, it's your choice. But the only three things that you have control on at any point of time to, again, to bring up an empowered child, the only three things that you have control on at any point of time are your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions. You may not be able to control the situation outside. You may not be able to control everything about your child outside. You may not be able to control all that your child does, all that your child thinks, all that your child says, all throughout the day. But yes, you can control your thoughts, your words, and your emotions, your actions, thoughts, words, and actions, so as to help your child, so as to guide your child better to allow him or to empower him to see the consequences of what he is doing. You can control your thoughts, your words, and actions, not to control your child, but to raise an empowered child so that your child is able to see what's there. If I do this, what happens? If I do this, what happens? Yes, you can be that lightning guide, or you can be that guide to your child. Yes, that guide to your child. So what is it thing? What is the main thing? The main thing is, yes, you have control on only three things. That is the thoughts, the feelings, the words, and the actions. What you think, what you say, and what you do at any point of time. You do not have control on what the other person says. You do not have control on what the other person does. You do not have control on what the other person thinks. You have control only on what you think, what you say, and what you do. And with the control that you have, you can actually have on your thoughts, words, and actions, you can bring about peace in that situation. You can bring in resolutions at that situation. You can focus on solutions at that situation. You can shift your focus from a problem-oriented approach to a solution-oriented approach. You can shift your perspective from a complaining and ranting zone to what is it that I can do now zone. Seeking for a solution zone. Yes, these are the things that you can do once you realize that you have the only things that you have control on are your thoughts, your words, your actions, what you think, what you say, and what you do. So now, again, coming back to the scene. So how can you approach that scene? Yes. So one thing that you can do is pause and just go over what is it running inside your mind. What is the kind of feeling? How are you feeling at that point of time? That's all. Am I already feeling miserable, and do I want to add fuel to this fire of misery? Yes. Am I already feeling angry, and again, do I want to add fire to this feeling of anger? I can add fire through the way I speak to my child. Yes, but it will just end up making me more angry. It will just end up making you feel more miserable. Yes, so you are already in certain emotion. You are carrying a set of emotions. So do you want to elevate the bad emotions, the not feeling good emotions, or do you want to bring in a resolution at that point of time? That is your choice. That is your choice that you can make, again having control on your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Yes. So again, whatever it is that you are in conflict with your child, whatever it is that your child has done, and you are again getting into this zone of yelling, spanking, hitting, shouting, bribing, threatening, labeling, blaming, all these things that you are doing to your child, will you feel happy with the outcome that you create is one question that you got to ask yourself. I do something, yes, it is very easy for me to do this, but will I feel happy with the outcome that I create? That's the outcome that I have created. Not the child, not the situation, not any other person who's there around in the house. Yes? Will I be happy with the outcome that I create? And what is it that is actually going on inside of you? How are you feeling at that moment? Why are you feeling that at that moment? Were you feeling angry? Were you feeling angry because something was not as per your expectation, maybe in the office, maybe in the kitchen work, maybe in the household, or maybe in the community? Were you feeling miserable? Were you feeling overwhelmed with the work that you've done? Were you feeling frustrated just because maybe you've put in a lot of hard work and then you don't see the outcome? That's all. A very simple thing. Sometimes you get frustrated in your office work. Yes? Or were you feeling irritated because of something that you've just experienced on that day? What were you feeling inside of you? What was your emotion? What is going on inside of you? And then with that feeling, what do you actually want to say? And will it create a good outcome? Will you feel good about that outcome? Again, it's not about a good outcome or bad outcome or right outcome or wrong outcome, but it is about how do you feel good? How do you feel about the outcome? Do you feel good about the outcome that you have created? If you feel good, then that's your go ahead sign. You can think that, you can say that, you can do that. But if you do not feel good, then please come back to your own self and just sit with yourself. When I don't feel good about something that I do, why do I want to do? Why do I want to do that at that point of time? Yes, and then you can also go a step further to understand what is going on in your child, inside of your child. What was the child doing? How was the child feeling? Yes, what was the child doing? How was the child feeling? And what does the child need at that point of time? That's all. Does your child really need a blame? Does your child really need a spanking, a yell, a shout, a threat, a bribe, a label, a blame at that point of time? Does he really need it? Or is there another genuine need inside your child? A need of feeling accepted, a need of feeling acknowledged, right? There is so much that you can actually go into to understand yourself and to understand your child. Yes, so the point is the learning from you from this episode has got to be that the way you react towards your child is actually coming from your emotions that you are carrying inside of you, the mood that you are in, the feel good mood or the not so feel good mood, right? It depends on your mood that you are carrying at that point of time. And what can you do to change it? What can you do to control it? What can you do to have a good control over the entire scenario of the entire outcome, right? If you ever wanted to control everything that's going outside of you, the only 3 things that you can control are your thoughts, your words, your emotions. And having control on your thoughts, your words, your emotions, your actions, what you think, what you say, and what you do, you can bring in a solution at that point of time. You can bring in peace at that point of time. You can raise an empowered child, not a disempowered child at that point of time. You are laying a foundation to raise an empowered child at that point of time. So that brings us towards the end of this episode, to this podcast episode. So type down your learnings below under this podcast as comments, and make sure you're going to follow this at least for the next 24 hours. Just commit to yourself, okay, I've listened to this and let me implement this, that's all. And I also have a VIP tribe of parents who are into intuitive parenting and natural learning. So to join this tribe, there's a link in the description, somewhere under the podcast. So make sure you click that link. That's a Telegram app. So install Telegram and join in that group. Thank you very much for being with me until now, and meet you in my next episode. Cheers, happy parenting, bye bye.